So, FateGrandOrder NA recently announced that they're also going to be showing the anniversary for FGO JP's 8th anniversary. And this has never happened before. As far as I know, this is the first time that FGO NA is actually acknowledging FGO JP in any way. So whatever they have to show on JP has to be of extreme importance for them to have FGO NA involved. And it could mean a number of things. And I've heard a few theories going around, and I wanted to give my thoughts on each individual one. The first one I've heard is that it's possible that a server merger is happening, and I just want to shoot that one down almost immediately because, as far as I know, there's never been an instance where a gacha merged servers with another from another nation, because that would complicate things exponentially. But if there is, comment down below. The second one I've heard is that it could mean a simultaneous release for both JP and NA on the 8th anniversary Servant. Now, I don't think that's the case, because if it was, well then what does FGO NA have for their 8th anniversary when that comes around? Also, because everyone is already bone dry of their courts after all of the Lost Belt 6 spending, aka the most expensive time for FGO players. Another theory I've heard is there's the possibility of a slight speed up of the FGO NA server to cover up a lot of dead space due to dev time. This could be possible, but I don't think it would equate to us fully catching up to JP. At the very worst, it might mean instead of being 2 years behind, we could be 1 year behind, because stuff post Lost Belt 6 was very slow in development due to, the disease I can't say on YouTube, or my video might get taken down, but we all know what it was a few years ago. So I don't think that could be it, but it is a possibility. Now, my own thought is maybe it's going to be something wild, like getting a free servant for both NA and JP at the same time. That would be quite the hype announcement, and it would also have to be a servant that doesn't spoil anything past Lost Belt 6, because otherwise it just wouldn't make sense, because we just finished Lost Belt 6 here in NA. Now, getting on to that, whatever they announce, it can't spoil past where we are in NA, as a lot of people aren't even done with Lost Belt 6 because it's extremely long. I've actually been streaming Lost Belt 6 myself, and I'm only done with part 1. And that's after 23 hours of streaming. Now, I think this possibility is more likely, where other Fate-related projects will be announced, like a localization for Fate Extra Record, or a new Fate anime, or possibly they finally localize the original Fate Stay Night visual novel. That, I think, would definitely be worth announcing on both servers. Now, there's also another thing. Recently, Pekora, yes, that Pekora, was announced as an ambassador for FGO-JP's 8th anniversary. Some people have tossed out the idea that it could mean we get Pekora as a servant. It is possible, or maybe a skin, but at the same time, it could also mean even more than that. FGO doesn't really do collabs with anything outside of its own IP. So, if they do something with Pekora, it could absolutely open up the doors of what it could mean for the future of FGO. And that means they'd be collabing with a lot more stuff, like imagine High School DxD, Dragon Maid, I don't know, something from Final Fantasy. It's unlikely, but it definitely would be worth a very hyped announcement for both JP and NA. Now, another thing I think could happen is that we're going to get some quality of life announcements that are on JP that are coming to NA extremely early. Like, for the 7th anniversary of FGO JP, they had it where you get 3 quartz for every servant you've ascended to max. And that was the reason they got so many quartz on that anniversary. So it's possible they could do something like that. But what I really think it'll be more than anything is I think it's going to be an announcement of either some new Fate project, some new Type Moon project, or possibly them announcing that they're doing new collabs and to expect them in the future. I won't lie, I am kinda scared of what it could be, because I don't want to lose my clairvoyance for FGO-NA. I planned this stuff out, so I don't have to worry nearly as hard, and even then, still have to save for quite a long time. So I don't think it would be beneficial to try to speed things up to catch up to FGO JP, because it would burn out a lot of people. And for those that don't know, Madoka Magica's gacha game tried that, and the NA version shut down because of it, because no one was given a break, because everyone was playing catch up, and it was just going far too quick, and people lost interest because it demanded too much. And that's the thing with FGO's events. It demands a lot of your time, as well as the stories. I do think the main stories could possibly be sped up, but honestly, I'm perfectly fine with us being behind on FGO JP, just for the sake of saving quartz and being able to better plan things out. It's very hype-inducing, but it's also scary what this could actually mean. What do you guys expect? What are your hopes? What are your fears? Leave a like and comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel, and tell me if you want to hear me talking more about this kind of stuff and what it could ultimately mean. I'm trying to I'm trying to branch out when it comes to talking more about topics that interest me. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye!